Hello, my witches and ghouls! Welcome back to my channel, A Weird Witch. That still kind of sounds weird to me. Welcome back, or if you're new, welcome! This channel is about witchcraft, and today we're talking about how I make and use sigils. How do I make them, and how you can use them in your practice, like I do. So, what is a sigil? A sigil is an inscribed or painted symbol considered to have magical power. The archaic meaning is seal, and the literary meaning is a sign or a symbol. Since we already now know what a sigil is, technically in the definitional dictionary meaning, what is a sigil in a witch's practice? A sigil can pretty much do anything you want it to, as long as it has the means of acquiring what you want. So that means money, that could mean health, that could mean a lot of different things. I was going to say prosperity, but prosperity goes in with wealth. So, first step, figure out what you want to do with this sigil. This is a very important step. This is literally the first step you need to take before you make the sigil. So what do you want to do? What do you want? What is it you need? What is it you want to acquire through this sigil that'll help you acquire it? So in this video, I'm going to be doing an example sigil, which will be probably like right over here for your viewing pleasure. How do I make my sigils? What do you want from the sigil, like I previously said? In this video, we are going to be doing a prosperity / wealth / get a raise type sigil to help you with that. So the next question would be, how much do you want in dollar amounts? Which you don't have to do it, but in this example, we're going to be doing dollar amounts because that would make more sense. It would help the sigil figure out what exactly you want. You can ask for the dollar amount, or you could just say, I have a raise, and just let the universe figure it out. And before we start on this sigil, there's also another very important step in this, in that you want to say in your sigil that you have blank, or they have blank. He, she, they, we have blank. Not I want, not I wish, not I hope, not anything that could be construed as like you don't have it yet, because then what I have figured out in my practice is that if you do like I want, I hope, I wish, it most likely won't happen, which is not like 100%, oh, it's never going to happen if you use I want, I wish, I hope, blah, 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 blah. But to make it, and I hate this word because it is conflated with New Age stuff, it will help you manifest what you're wanting, not faster, but it'll help the sigil help you get what you want. Because if you do like I hope, I want, I wish I had this, it most likely will think you already have it and you just want more of that thing. And it might be like, maybe no, I won't do this for you. It'll be okay. You'll be fine. So yeah, so what I have always done is do I have X. Like I have X amount of money. I have X amount of money of a raise. Because that's like literally what I did one time for my job, was right before we were supposed to get our raise amount, I did a candle spell. Here we go again with the candle spells, because that's literally all I do. I did a candle spell and I did a sigil that pretty much I said I have at least a dollar in a raise. And I got that dollar and some change in a raise. And I got bumped up to almost $20 an hour, which is really, really nice. But the downfall of that was that we didn't get a raise for the next 2 years, and that was a bummer. But that's what you get with magic. I kind of call it the monkey paws theory, where you wish for something, and say that you wished for like $1 million, and you have the monkey's paw, which is actually a story somewhere. I can't remember. I think it's called the monkey's paw, but anyway, you ask the monkey's paw for $1 million, and then the next day your parents die. Turns out they had trust funds for you with $1 million in it. Well, you got that $1 million, right? That's what you wish for, right? And it's not that like extreme type thing that can happen. It could be way more subtle than that. It could be like you find $1 on the side of the road, and the magic is like, here you go. Here's that $1 you want. That's what you get. So being specific and saying I have this will help the sigil and even just your magic work a little better. So with the sigil that we're going to be doing today, which is not an active sigil, this is just an example for y'all to see, I literally used the phrase, I make $15 an hour, which could help you find a job that makes $15 an hour. This could help you get a raise for up to $15 an hour. It could do a lot of things. That is kind of more like an open-ended thing. But if you already have a job somewhere and you're making like, I don't know, like $13 an hour, and then you do the sigil for I make $15 an hour, that could boost you up to $2. They could be giving you a nice raise. They could be asking that you become a manager or a shift leader and give you a $2 raise or anything like that. So this sigil's more open-ended, but the reason why I'm doing that is that if you do want to use this, you can like fiddle with it if you want to make it like, oh, I make $20 an hour, or I make blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I hope that helps. And so once I write out, I make $15 an hour, you can either do the $15, the pound 15, whatever currency you have, whatever currency you use, you can just do that. But for this, we're using American dollars. So I'll write out, I make $15 an hour. And once I do that, I will start taking out all the repeating letters. So that means take out all the I's except for the one that I found, take out all of the A's, all of the T's, all of the whatever is repeating. But you keep the ones that you see first and then remove the rest. And the next thing I will be doing is taking out all the vowels. That is A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. Sometimes I will keep the Y in there. Sometimes I won't. Just depends on how I'm feeling. I don't believe there's a Y in this sigil. And so then all the leftover letters I will be using for my sigil. And for this one, all the leftover letters are M, K, F, T, N, D, L, R, S, H. And I try to keep all the letters together. And sometimes I will capitalize them or keep them lowercase, just depending on how I feel of doing it. So I might use like a capital F, I might use the capital H, I might use a lowercase n, the lowercase m, stuff like that. And then once I'm done and I feel that I like it good enough and that it looks nice, sometimes I'll draw one circle or two over the sigil in the middle so that the sigil is in the middle of the circles. And then sometimes if I'm doing it on my phone, like you see here, I usually do it on my phone, like when I have an idea and I'm like, oh, I kind of want to make this sigil. And then I'll just pop into my notes and then start drawing stuff. So if I do something like that and it's not on paper or anything, I will redraw it on like a piece of paper or like my stickers that I have. Or what you can do is that if you're really handy with like Photoshop and stuff, you can print out your sigil onto the piece of paper and use it like that. Or you can cut it out of the paper that you used on it if you drew on a physical piece of paper. You don't have to technically draw it. You could paint it like into a painting or just by itself. You could use ink from like a pen. You could just pencil it like in a sketchbook or something and then just like rip it out. And sometimes I will use parchment paper that I have purchased from a local witchy shop, which is not really technically local. It's more like an hour or two away from me, but it's still technically local. But I will purchase parchment paper from a local witchy shop and I will use that. And in some traditions like hoodoo, you can rip the paper so that there's no clean edges. Something about that, I don't know why, but that's what they do. You can do that, or you could just cut it out with some scissors if you wanted to. Doesn't exactly matter unless you're in a tradition that tells you to do that. It's perfectly fine. Again, just like with my candle video, to charge or not to charge your sigil. Me personally, I don't charge my sigil whatsoever because I believe that once you have started the process of your sigil, which means once you start thinking about it, you're like, I want to make this sigil. That's when I believe it starts charging itself, and the act of physically drawing it, physically moving the pieces around to make it to where you want it to look, like. I believe that from start to finish, like once you're done with it, it's like you're about to use it, it is charged completely. Now, sometimes, like in my candle video, sometimes I'll put the sigil on the sticker, put it on my candle, and then I'll charge the candle. And then sometimes I don't even do that. Sometimes I'll just put the sticker on the candle and be done with it. Or I will dress the candle as well and stuff like that. Depends on my mood and stuff. And I have just found like whatever seems to work that day for me, it eventually works. So magic doesn't have to be so rigid like some people believe. That it's like, oh, you have to do it this way, or you're doing it completely wrong, or your magic won't work because you're not doing it my way. Don't listen to them. And then some other things you could do with your sigil once you're done is you can either put it on an altar space for more charging if you want to, or for like, maybe you made the sigil for like a deity, being like, I made like, not that you put this on the sigil, but, oh, I made this sigil for this deity, for this spirit, for my ancestors, to take the energy out of it and use it as they wish, or whatever. Or you can place it in a sachet, like a spell sachet. That way it can give the sachet energy to feed on. You could put it in a poppet to help charge the poppet with like healing or helping someone with prosperity, or anything like that. And then you can literally just let it do its thing, let the energy run out of it, blah, 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 blah. Or once you're done with it, or you believe you are done with it, you can just burn it, trash it, rip it apart, whatever you want to do with it. Whatever you believe is efficient. So if you want to burn it, you can. Remember, fire safety. Fire safety. Every single video is probably going to be fire safety. You need to make sure you don't burn your home down at all, no matter where you live. Fire safety. Trashing it, being like, all right, I'm done with you. Ripping it apart. That could be dispelling the energy, being like, I dispel this energy from this sigil. Throw it away. Burn it again if you want to. Like drown it in like water, not like a river or anything. Don't do that. More like you could put it in your toilet if you have a septic system. Or, well, if you have a system that, like, drains the water away from your house, if you want that. If not, you could just literally put it down the toilet and it'll go to the septic tank, like what we have. We have a septic tank. So eventually it will go away, because then you have to, like, call the septic people and be like, hey, come empty my septic tank. Sigils are very easy. They're very, very easy. And, you know, this is not the only way to make a sigil. My way, the way that I showed you in this little video, is not the only way to do it. There's different ways. There's like an alphabet circle you can use. There's like magical squares you can use. There's all types of things. Even the sigils from King Solomon you can use. I'm pretty sure it's like the Lesser Key of Solomon. You don't have to make sigils my way. You could literally use sigils that someone else made, like online. Just figure out what it means if you want to. If not, be chaotic like that. I don't care. But yeah. Oh, and you can also help your animals with like health and protection stuff for them. So we learned sigils are as easy or as hard as you want to make them. They don't have to be as easy as mine. They can be as difficult as you want to make. Literally, don't sweat it. Just make sure that you use I have, or technically you could do I had, but more like I have would be more appropriate. I have X. I have this. I have that. Or they have this. They have that. We have this. We have that. It is literally that easy to make and to do and to think about. And then literally, like, I'm going to repeat myself, there are many different ways to make sigils. There are many different methods. You don't have to use mine. Mine is literally just as simple as it can possibly get. Alright, my witches and ghouls. Thank you for watching my video today. And give it a like. Give it a thumbs up. Comment about what you liked about this video. What you didn't like. What you would like to see in the coming months and weeks that I will be making videos and releasing them. And share if you would like. Doesn't matter to me. I'm just here to educate and help people. Well, bye everyone. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.